A judgment by the Federal High Court sitting in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi State capital, that temporarily recognized Agom Eze as the All Progressives Congress Senatorial Candidate for Ebonyi South is causing tension in the party. The court in its judgment had dismissed a suit filed by David Umahi, governor of the state, asking the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to recognize him as a senatorial candidate. The court, however, ordered INEC to conduct fresh primary within 14 days for the district. Reports say efforts are being made to pressurize Agom Eze to drop out of the race. Well, joining us now is Nnaemeka Nworlu, lawyer to the APC Senatorial Candidate for Ebonyi South, and Agom Eze, as he speaks on the undercurrents of the judicial battle leading to the court's ruling. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday. First of all, I'd like you to tell us more about the court ruling on the governor's judicial battle to be recognized as the Ebonyi South Senatorial District candidate, and also confirm if indeed there's pressure on Agom Eze, to renounce her candidacy.
Thank you for having me. Let me start by telling you that I will speak on this matter to the extent of what transpired in the Federal High Court at Abakaliki, because the other part of the matter is now pending in the Court of Appeal. And by the doctrine of lex pendis, I am not supposed to talk on the matters that are sub judice. So I will restrict myself to correcting the impressions out there in relation to what happened in the Federal High Court at Abakaliki on the 22nd day of July 2022. I can confirm to you that there was an action filed by David Umahi alongside the All Progressive Congress, APC. And the defendant listed in the matter is INEC in the original state of the matter. However, there was an application by the senator representing Ebonyi South Senatorial District, Michael Amannachi, to be joined as a co-defendant with INEC. And he was joined as a second defendant in that matter. On the 19th day of July 2022, I was at the Federal High Court at Abakaliki over other pre-election matters when my attention was called by my client and Agom Eze to the processes flying online in relation to a matter in court on the subject matter of Ebonyi South Senatorial District. And then she urged me to take steps to see that she's properly represented in the matter as it is of interest to her. I looked at the processes and I looked at the cost list. The matter was listed for hearing on that particular day. We had to indicate our interest when the matter was mentioned at about 2 p.m. on that day. And when we indicated our interest, we called the attention of the court to the fact that our client is a party, a necessary party to the action, because her name was mentioned in paragraph 10 of the affidavit in support of the originating summons filed on the 7th day of July 2022. And that she's interested to be joined and so as to debunk the allegations made against her in the said affidavit. After arguments back and forth, the court considered to adjourn the matter to the next day by 12 p.m., which was a very tight scenario for us, but the adjournment was at court convenience, not at our own convenience. We took it in good faith, went back to work, and by God's grace, we got our papers before the court prior to the 12 o'clock that the matter was to come up. And the matter was argued, and the court adjourned for judgment. On the 22nd day, which was 22nd of July, which was the date for the judgment, we were in court, and the court read the judgment. And the court looked at the prayers of the plaintiff. Let me start by telling you what the plaintiff wanted the court to do. There were two basic prayers before the court. One is that the court should condemn the actions of INEC, to declare that INEC has no power to reject the name of the first plaintiff, and that court should order INEC to accept his name as a validly nominated candidate of APC for the position of Senator Ebonyi South Senatorial District. In our response or rebuttal of their claims, we mentioned that our client did not withdraw as alleged in the affidavit in support of the case. And that now that it has come to the knowledge of our clients that the winner of the state primaries, Chief Agom Umahi, has withdrawn from the race, that our client is willing to continue the race from where he stopped. And our argument is hinged on Section 84, Sub 7 of Electoral Act, which sees a situation where there is one aspirant at the end of the day, because it is important to point out that as at the time the forms were advertised and sold out, only two persons got forms, nomination, expression of interest form and nomination form, to contest the primaries of APC in Ebonyi South Senatorial District. And those two persons were Chief Agom Umahi and Princess Anne Agom Eze. And that in the event that Chief Agom Umahi, who won the primaries, has decided not to go on with the race, that our clients will take off from there. And then we urge the court to refuse the prayers, and then to answer that INEC was right in rejecting the name of the first plaintiff, and the court should refuse to declare that the first plaintiff is a validly nominated candidate of APC for the purposes of the election. And the court did all those. But we had a counterclaim also. In our counterclaim, we sought the court to declare that our client is the only candidate of the party for that position, the only aspirant left now, because by our contention, the first plaintiff was not an aspirant. In fact, if not for the listing of APC as a party in the suit, as a co-plaintiff, the matter wouldn't have come as a pre-election matter, because it is only an aspirant who participated in a primary of a political party who feels that the guidelines of the party or the constitution of the party was not complied to, that can bring an action as a pre-election matter. However, because the party can also sue INEC, we allowed that to lie, and then we went to the merit of the case, and at the end of the day, our counterclaim was granted in part. Let me state that the court nullified the primaries, the alleged primaries of 9th day of June 2022, which allegedly produced the first plaintiff as a candidate of APC. The court went ahead to restrain the APC from altering the list of
Nnaemeka Nworlu, lawyer to the APC Senatorial Candidate for Ebonyi South, and Agom Eze, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.